Let us understand C programming language basics comprising C tokens, variables, and data types. In this lecture, we learn about C character set, C tokens, variables, and data types. Every language has its own character set or called as alphabets. Whether it is English or Tamil, it has their own alphabet sets. These alphabets join together and form words, and group of words combine together and form sentences, and different sentences join together and form a paragraph. Here are the alphabet sets of English and Tamil language. Words, sentences, and paragraph. Similarly, C program has its own character set. C language has its own vocabulary and grammar. C instructions are formed using certain symbols and words using certain rules known as syntax rules or called as grammar. Sequence of these precise instructions form a program which is executed to perform a task. Here are the C character sets which include letters, digits, white spaces, and special characters. Letters includes A to Z, uppercase letter as well as lowercase letter. Digits includes numbers from 0 to 9. White spaces includes blank space, horizontal tab, carriage return, new line, and form feed. The special characters includes all special symbols that you have seen in your keyboards like comma, full stop, semicolon, colon, dollar symbol, percentage, ampersand, and etc. The smallest individual units of C program are known as C tokens. And there are 6 C tokens, and they are keywords, identifiers, constants, strings, operators, and special symbols. Let's try to understand each one of them. Keywords. C keywords are reserved words. They have fixed meaning or special meaning, and these meanings cannot be changed. Keywords are basic building block for program statements. All keywords must be written in lowercase. There are 32 keywords in ANSI C program. They are auto, break, case, char, const, continue, default, do, double, else, extern, enum, float, for, goto, if, int, long, register, return, short, signed, size of, static, struct, switch, typedef, union, unsigned, void, volatile, and while. It's not necessary to memorize all. It would be difficult to remember all these keywords now. But when we write a C program, we would be using most of the keywords. The next C token, identifiers. Identifiers refers to the names of variables, functions, and arrays. Identifiers are nothing but they are the user-defined names. They consist of sequence of letters and digits with the letter as the first character. It includes both uppercase and lowercase letters. Underscore character is also permitted, which is used as a link between two words in long identifiers. Here are some examples of identifiers. N, sum. So this is an example for sequence of letters. Okay, N, A, X. Okay, so these are also identifiers. So N is in uppercase, A, X, they are in lowercase. And here is an identifier, area underscore circle. So here underscore acts as a link between long identifier. So these are the examples of user defined identifiers. So just keep in mind, identifiers should not begin with numbers or any other special characters. Here is the next C token, constants. Constants refers to fixed value that do not change during execution. There are two C constants. They are numeric constant and character constant. Numeric constant is again two types. One is integer constant, the other one is real constant. Integer constants includes integer numbers, octal numbers and hexadecimal numbers. Integer numbers are the one which are formed using numbers 0 to 9. It includes both positive as well as negative numbers. Here are the examples given. 123 minus 321, 0 plus 25. These are examples of integer numbers. Octal numbers are formed using numbers 0 to 7. So here is an example 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay. So octal numbers are differentiated from integer numbers using 0 at the beginning. So then we have the hexadecimal numbers. Hexadecimal numbers have numbers from 0 to 15. So while the numbers 0 to 9 are written as it is, the numbers from 10 to 15 are denoted with alphabet A to F. A for 10, B for 11, C for 12, D for 13, E for 14 and F for 15. So here is an example of hexadecimal number 0x9f. Hexadecimal number are differentiated from other numbers using 0x at the beginning. So this x can be written both in uppercase as well as in lowercase. Then we have the next constant, numeric constant, that is real constant. Real constants are nothing but the floating point numbers. The numbers with fractional parts are called as floating point numbers. Here are the examples 0.0075 minus 0.25 plus 5.5, 2.15 E3. Okay. So this floating point numbers also includes both negative as well as positive values. So the numbers can also be represented using scientific notation. So the example here is 2.15 E3. So this number is in scientific notation. This is also called as exponential notation. This E can be written in lowercase as well as in uppercase. So the next constant is character constant. So here it is classified into single character constant and string constant. Single character constants are those which are enclosed within single quotes. Here is the example 5 enclosed within single quote. Even when a number, when it is enclosed within quote, it is called as a character. Okay. A enclosed within single quote, capital Z enclosed within single quote. So even when any special symbols enclosed within single quote, it is called as a character constant. Next we have the string constant. Sequence of characters enclosed within double quotes are called as strings. Here is the example. So welcome to source bench enclosed within double quotes. Okay. So this is called as a string. Even when a number enclosed within double quotes, it is called as a string. 1983. Together it is a string. Even when a character enclosed within double quotes, then it is called as a string. Strings. Strings are one among C tokens. We have seen what is string already. Let me recollect again. Strings are nothing but a sequence of characters and one which are enclosed within single quotes. So these group of characters when they are enclosed within double quotes, they form a string. So when a character is enclosed within single quote, there is always some integer value associated with it, and that is called as an ASCII value. So when the same characters, when they are enclosed within double quotes, they form a string, and these strings do not have any equivalent integer value associated to it. So the examples of character constants and string constants are given here. So characters are the one which are enclosed within single quotes, and always there is an integer value associated with it. Strings are nothing but group of characters enclosed within double quotes, and there is no integer value associated with it. Here we have operators. An operator is a symbol that tells the computer to perform certain mathematical or logical manipulations on data and variables. In C, there are 8 operators. They are arithmetic operators, relational operators, logical operators, assignment operators, increment and decrement operators, conditional operators, bitwise operators, and special operators. Each operators are used for different mathematical or logical operations. We will discuss each operator in detail in the upcoming lectures. We have come to the last C token, which involves all special symbols. So the special symbols are listed out here. You can just have a look at it. Now let us understand what is a variable. A variable is a name that may be used to store a data value. Variables can be of different data types. We'll see data types in next slide. A variable can take different values at different times during execution. Here are some examples of variables: average, height, total, x. Variables can have a single character as well as collection of characters. Now you may have a doubt, what is a variable and what is a string? A variable is one which have group of characters. A string is one which have group of characters enclosed within double quotes. But variables do not have double quotes. Variables may consist of letters, digits, and underscore character. So thus, a variable is a placeholder in memory where we store data. The value in the variable keeps changing during execution, and that's why it is called as a variable. And here are some rules that has to be followed while naming the variable. They must begin with the letter. Uppercase and lowercase are significant. And here are the examples. Total. So it begins with uppercase letter and all other letters are in lowercase. This total is completely different from the second one, which has all uppercase letters, and again this is completely different from the third total, which is all in lowercase letter. So here are 3 variables, they are completely different. The variable name should not be a keyword, and variables should not include white spaces. Instead, you can have an underscore. In C, there are 4 fundamental data types. They are integers. The keywords used for integer data type is int. It involves all whole numbers. So it includes both positive as well as negative numbers. All these numbers comes under integer data type. The next data type is character data type, and the keyword used to represent character data type is char, and we know that anything enclosed within single quotes are coming under character data type. So next one is floating point numbers. So the keyword used for floating point is float. So these are real numbers. The numbers with fractional part are called as real numbers. Here is the example: minus 2.5, 5.5, and again this includes both positive as well as negative numbers. So the final data type is double precision floating point number, and the keyword used is double. So the numbers, the real numbers that are too big or too small, so these are represented using double data type. So here is the example. The numbers given in exponential notation are double floating point numbers. We have learned what is a variable and what is a data type. Now let's learn how to declare a variable. Variables must be declared to the compiler before they are used in the program. Now let's see the syntax for declaring the variable. Syntax is nothing but the grammatical rule for declaring the variable. Here is the syntax: data type followed by all variables to be given separated by comma and the line to be terminated with a semicolon. Here is the example. First line, integer. So for integer, we use the keyword int for declaring the variable int, followed by three variables given. The three variables are separated by comma and the line to be terminated with semicolon. So next we have temp and average declared for float data type, and ratio declared as double data type, and ch declared as character data type. So the variables, when they are declared, they can be declared in the same line, or the declaration may be given in three different lines, just like this: int x, int y, int z. So this is how you have to declare for the variables to the compiler. So remember, any variable we are using in our program, it must be declared for its data type before usage. Now let's see how initialization of variable is to be done. Initialization is nothing but the way we give value for a variable. So this is done with the help of the operator called assignment operator, which is nothing but equal to. The syntax for initializing the variable is variable name followed by equal to symbol followed by the constant or the value we want to give to the variable and the line to be terminated with semicolon. And here we have the example: int x. X is the variable of integer data type. So x can hold only integer value, that is whole number. So x is given the value as 10, x equal to 10. And next we have floating point number, temp. Temp is the variable name declared as floating point, and you can give value for temp in the same line. You can also take the initialization to the next new line as given here. You can declare it in one line and initialization can be done in the next line. Temp is equal to 98.7. So temp is a floating point variable which hold fractional data. And next we have ch, which is declared as character data type. It means that it can hold only character data. So character is one which is enclosed within single quote. Here is the example. So far we have seen how variables have to be declared and values have to be initialized. Now let us see how to read values in a variable using input function. Scanf is the input function used to read input or data from the user. And here is the syntax. The function name is scanf, open parenthesis and close parenthesis, and this function is terminated with semicolon. And within the parenthesis, we have control string. We know that any string is one which is enclosed within double quotes. So control string, obvious, it must be enclosed within double quotes, followed by a comma and followed by all variables separated by comma, and before every variable name there is an ampersand symbol. So let me explain this. Control string. Just like keywords associated with all data types, there is a control string associated with each data type. For integer, the control string used is %d. For character, so the control string used is %c. For float, the control string is %f. For double, the control string is %lf. Remember, these control strings must be enclosed within double quotes, comma, and here we give all variable names separated by comma and each variable to be preceded with ampersand. Ampersand is nothing but address of operator, which gives you the address of the variable in your computer memory. Just like the house where we live in have an address. The same manner, so your computer memory where we store data have some address locations. And when the address locations are given, the values can be easily stored in that address location. And that is the job of this ampersand operator. Ampersand operator, it is called as address of operator, which gives you the address of variable 1 where the value can be easily stored. So now this is the syntax of input function scanf. Scanf followed by open parenthesis. We give the control string first, the control strings to be enclosed within double quotes, comma, and we give all variable names preceded by ampersand symbol, and these variables to be separated by comma, and at the end we close the parenthesis and terminate this line with a semicolon. And here we have the examples for reading the values in the variables. Scanf. In the first example, we read the value for three variables x, y, z, and these three variables are of integer data types. So the control strings used for integer data type is %d. So and we give all these three %d within double quotes. It is a control string. It must be enclosed within double quotes, comma. So we have to give comma after the closing quotes. And we give all the variables preceded by ampersand symbol and these variables to be separated by comma, and towards the end we give the uh, end parenthesis and terminate the line with semicolon. In the second line, we read the value for temp, so which is of floating point data type, and the control string to be used is %f. Scanf, so within quotes we give %f, comma, ampersand temp. So next we have ratio, which is of double data type. So the control string used for double is %lf. Scanf within double quotes %lf, comma, ampersand ratio. And finally, when we want to read ch is for character data type. So scanf control string for character data type is %c and we give ampersand ch. We have learnt about the scanf function to read the input from the user, and now we have the output function named printf function, so which is used to display the output on the screen. The syntax of printf function and scanf function is almost same. The only difference with the syntax is the name of the function is printf, and so within the parenthesis we have control string followed by all the variables name listed in scanf function, you would have noticed ampersand symbol before all the variables, but here in printf, so we don't use those ampersand operator before all the variables, just the variable names are enough. And all the statements in C programs are terminated with semicolon. It acts like a end of each statement in C program. And similarly here this printf is also terminated with semicolon. And here we have the examples of printf statement. So here you could see the first line printf. So we have all the control strings listed here, percentage %d, percentage %d, percentage %d, and all the three control strings are denoting the variables x, y, z. So in the output screen, the variables are displayed in the same order in which they are given. First the variable x will be displayed, then y, and followed by z. Okay, so now here, so when these data are displayed, so we will have only the data displayed on the screen just like this. Okay, so this will not give better understanding to the end user. Okay, in that case, in case you want to say what this 10 value denotes or what this 20 denotes, in that case you can print some message to the user so that the user better understand what that particular value denotes. Okay, so here is an example for it. Printf. So here within the control string part, so I'm just giving the text to be displayed on the screen, temperature equal to. Okay, so this text gets displayed on the screen followed by this percentage %f, so which denotes this temperature value. Okay, so now here your output would be temperature equal to 50 degrees. So the user will better understand so what this 50 denotes. Instead of just giving the value, so you can better give the output as mentioned here. Okay, so here is an example of input statement using scanf, and this is an example for printf statement. And finally, here are the backslash character constant, or called as escape sequence. These escape sequence are used only in output functions, that is printf statement. And here are some escape sequences listed out: backslash n, backslash r, backslash b, backslash f, all these. Among this, most frequently used are backslash n and backslash t. So we'll understand them during programming. So we'll very frequently use one are backslash n and backslash t. Backslash n is nothing but um, uh, it um, it represents a new line character, so it helps you to take the cursor to the next new line when printing the outputs. And similarly backslash t, it represents a vertical tab. Okay, so it is going to give tab space between the outputs getting printed. Okay. So other backslash escape sequences are very rarely used, and we will understand about these things during programming. Hope you have understood C character set, which is used for writing the C instructions. If you have found this video helpful, please like, share and subscribe. This is Swati signing off for this session. Thank you.